Talk to me.
Okay, guys, ready? Welcome back to Talk to Me, the podcast. Today we have Kendall.
Hello.
We have beautiful Kendall here. She's going to share with us a little bit about her struggles in the music industry and then how she's taken those struggles to take and to know what she wants to do with her future. And we are just so happy to have beautiful Kendall joining us today.
Yes, so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. Talk to me.
Welcome back to Talk to Me,
The podcast, and we have beautiful Kendall here, and boy, can she sing, and she's very talented. So we absolutely can't wait to hear about everything that we have to learn about Kendall today.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
So, exactly, what do you do for work?
So right now I just started a sales job. I'm selling IT. So much fun, right? But before that, I was in the restaurant industry for 7 years. So if anyone knows anything about the restaurant industry, you know how that life is.
I actually literally was a waitress making $2 an hour, but I made so much in tips. It was like, I didn't care what they paid me. I was like, yeah.
What kind of restaurant did you work at?
It was just like a family restaurant. I did. So when I was in high school, I did 3 jobs. So I worked like through the middle of the night, like from 10 to like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. And then I did like a family restaurant thing.
Oh, nice.
So,
wow. Yeah, you know the grind.
I know the grind.
Yeah, and I'm still actually working at the restaurant. So I'm in 2 jobs. So 8 to 5 during the week, Monday through Friday. Friday I close 7 to 1. Saturday I work as well. So
Wow.
the hustle is real.
So is that what is that your goal, or what would you like to be doing? Because it sounds like IT was not your thing. Trust me, every computer guy who's ever had to work with me knows IT's not my thing either.
Yeah.
I screw up everything.
Yeah, and it's IT. It's also like we sell copiers, printers, phone systems for big businesses. I know that. I mean, being in the restaurant, you're talking to people, you're communicating, you're making relationships, you're building, trust with someone. And that's what I found out that I love doing, amongst other things like singing and all that. But with sales, I found that, okay, what can I do that I can talk to people, that I can still make money while doing it and help someone out with what they do every day. And so I found that sales, whether it's selling IT or insurance or whatever it may be, that I'm still talking to people and I can still sell and show my personality through that and make money while doing it.
So I just have to do a little thing here. So I don't know how we always end up in insurance here on our podcast.
Do you?
But Laws in sales and insurance. And I have to tell you, it's a really great gig.
Yeah.
I mean, it pays for all this for me to have fun and
I know, I don't even know what you
this
do.
one.
I heard.
Which,
I feel like I just got
trust
attacked.
me, it takes a lot of insurance to raise this
Oh
one,
gosh.
so.
You need the best policy for that.
Exactly, right?
So what do you do then?
I'm actually an underwriter. So I actually take really large, difficult risks and I rate them up. I sell the insurance to other insurance individuals.
Are you did you start off like cold calling?
Oh my gosh. I was actually a receptionist at an insurance agency, and it was kind of embarrassing. We didn't even have music at the time. So when they wanted me off the phones as quickly as possible because I can't sing. You're a beautiful singer, by the way.
But you have to sing?
But I would do it on my own. I was so bored. I'd be like, so do you want me to sing while you're waiting?
the whole music.
If you guys have ever heard her sing, it's awful. It's so bad.
Like, click.
It was so funny. She was on a plane coming back from Greece this last week, and she's like, I miss you so much. I'm watching Mamma Mia. And anybody who's ever watched that movie with
it's like a mom and
Meryl
daughter type of deal, you know?
Mamma Mia.
Oh my gosh, and all the ABBA music. She's a huge ABBA fan.
Yes.
So I said to her, she goes, this movie's making me miss you even more. And I'm like, is it all the awful singing?
I was like, like fighting for Mamma Mia here. I was like, they have great singing. What are you talking
Great
about?
soundtrack. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Meryl Streep needs a little bit more lessons. I'm sorry. There's a few guys in there
They
that
auto-tuned her, probably.
Oh my gosh! And then the guys.
So
my gosh.
Oh, the guys.
The guys are
okay.
so
Yeah, I know
bad.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
The guy who played James Bond. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. He was off. Oh my god. I was like, how did they pick you? I get it, you're kind of hot, but what the hell?
Well, I heard that theory, like with High School Musical and Zac Efron, they sometimes hire singers for males.
No, yeah.
And they blend it with Zac Efron's
Are you
voice.
running like her, like Zac
No,
Efron did not
seriously.
sing?
I don't think in the first
I never
or
watched
two
High
he
School
didn't-
Musical.
Wow.
Okay.
It's okay.
We need to end the podcast right here. I'm just kidding.
Sorry, we're going to take a break here. We're going to go all watch this movie.
No.
So
Oh my gosh, it's a classic.
So I have a question. How did you get like started in music?
Okay, yeah.
Because you love High School Musical so much.
Yes.
Was it Zac Efron? I mean, come on.
Yes.
He did it for so many girls.
Oh yeah, that
Your
had me
age.
rolling. No, I've always just been singing since I could talk, probably. And no one in my family sings or does anything like that. And what?
She's exactly the same way.
I used to sing and not anymore.
Like, she
Why
learned how to
not?
talk from singing, actually. from
I
musicals.
focus more on softball, so now I kind of lost my singing voice. So.
Oh, if it's in there, it's in there.
Yeah, she
but-
can still sing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I need to hear that.
Oh no.
So was it your then parents that got you interested in it? Because if
Well-
you were the only one, how did you take and make that
So,
happen?
we all did sports growing up, which sports is great for children, whether it was a field or court or whatever it may be. I was always singing and dancing on that. So like I did good in the sports. We're all pretty athletic, but they just always caught me singing and dancing. They're like, I think we have her in the wrong thing. So high school came around and my mom was like, you either have to do track or like dance or something or theater. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll do theater in high school. So freshman year, tried out for the play, did it, fell in love with it, and did that all 4 years in high school. Did like competitions and everything. And then, yeah, so that's kind of how it started, but was always doing something.
I just think that people sometimes don't understand theater for kids. I mean, that's your moment to learn how to get over the stage fright and to get in front of people and be able to focus. And I mean,
memorize lines.
For her, it was her performing in front of, thousands of people.
It made presenting so much easier
yeah.
after like I just learned everything. I was just like, oh, okay, now I can present. This is easy. you know?
And now I have her on a podcast, so it's like,
course.
hell, it worked.
Yeah, no, seriously, no, it does. And I remember
It
just
really
comparing
does.
people from their freshman year to their senior year, and you just see the growth. I mean, and that's the same in anything that you do. Same thing with sales. I started cold calling, and my first call, I was so nervous. Now I pick up the phone and deal with
it's like-
people all day long.
It's
Cold
not a
calling.
problem.
It's so
Well, if you
fun.
sing like you did in our intro, I'm like, this girl can sell.
Right? I'm like, don't hang up the phone. Let me talk to you.
There you go. I'm sure.
Right? Or like,
That's why you're on Talk to Me.
yeah. Here we are.
So talented.
You know why you should go buy your merch. Too,
Oh
you know?
yeah, I was gonna say, look at this merch.
I know,
know.
isn't
This
it
looks
pretty cool?
great.
Oh
And
my
you should
gosh,
also
we
go
should've
follow
bought you
us
some.
on Talk to Me, the podcast. Talk to Me, the podcast. Subscribe, hit the notification button, and please keep listening
Yeah,
to this
she's a-
beautiful voice.
She's a theater kid for sure.
So,
She's done several plays.
have you ever done anything with your acting? Like,
Yeah, when I was in high school, my mom was like, "We need to get you on the." Once she was on board, she was like on board. She's like, "We need to get you in the agency. We need to have you doing like
Wow,
commercials and this and that."
really?
So I signed to an agency. They glamour it up as they always do,
Yeah.
and this
At
and
what
that.
age, though, were
I
you?
was 15.
That's really young.
Yeah, 15, 16, because I knew I couldn't drive. That's how I remember how old I was. But yeah, so I would do, those little Costco floaties where they like sit on the floaties. I did those like shoots for the pool floaties.
Oh, okay.
So I did those from that. I did some like commercial work, but that really was what made me comfortable in front of a camera, because theater is completely different from, you know, being in front of a camera, completely different acting. So that was my little acting career in modeling.
So do you still model?
No, I mean,
Really?
kind of with this guy over here.
I
but
know. So tell us how you, can I go ahead now?
Yeah, go ahead.
How did you meet Josh, our producer? Because Josh is who hooked us up to bring you onto the podcast.
Yeah, he's a well-known man.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Josh.
You're the best.
Love you, Josh.
Josh is the best. So I knew a guy in high school, and he was all into music and everything. We went to the same high school, and hung out a bit, and then hadn't heard from him. And then like a few months ago, he reached out to me. He's like, hey, I have this like song. I would love for you to write to it and sing on it. And I have a whole like album EP that I want you to be a part of the music video. And I was like, sure. I mean, I've always done little stuff here and there for people. So went over, and I had written a song and went over to record it, and he was videoing it. So that's how we met, and he was like, I need to work with you.
So back up. You freaking can write songs too. And I said she was talented. I didn't even know she was that talented. I mean, do you do just the lyrics, or do you write like the music? Do you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not very well versed in it. I can like get by doing the basics, but anything like to be radio ready, probably not. But yeah, writing the melodies, a whole song, yeah. But it's easy when you have a producer.
I feel like you're the next Taylor Swift. Like,
I know. We need to get this girl out there.
Get her on the Eras tour right now.
Oh gosh. That'd be fun. Hey, if Travis Kelce comes with it, I'm fine with that.
I was gonna say. I mean, she didn't do bad there. I think she really stepped that one up.
No, she did for sure. She did.
Hey, maybe you could get a cut, like if they're in sports, like get a cut of the take of, you know, all of the admissions and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, that'd be great.
Wouldn't that be great?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So how's your relationship with your mom and your dad?
Ooh, so very good. I was, I think, blessed, and I'm so grateful, and I will brag about the relationship that I have with my parents. Born and raised very Christian, and they gave us so much space and so much love in like areas to talk about how we're feeling, and very disciplined. And I think that I am 22, but I feel like I'm so well versed and able to hold conversations at such a young age because the way that they parented us. And I would probably raise my children the exact same way.
So do you have siblings then?
Yeah, so I'm the baby of 3.
Okay.
Older brother, older sister, and then it's me. Definitely lucked out with being the baby. Do you have any?
I have 3 older brothers.
Oh, okay.
And 4 if you count Josh.
Yeah, Josh is a brother.
We always bring him in. He's part of the family. Exactly, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, are they like super overprotective?
So one of my brothers I didn't meet until like December of last year, and then I have my 2 other brothers who I've known for like my whole life, and I love them so much. One's kind of annoying. I know you're watching this, Brian. But, and then we got the other one, Alex. Not even watching our podcast. But he's, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Brothers are brothers.
Yeah.
I think
they're actually, her and her youngest brother are almost like best friends. I mean, they hang out together. And
what's the age?
Her friends
years.
absolutely love him.
Yeah, I know. It's like 13 years.
To
16 years and then 19 years.
Yep.
And you're how?
I'm 16.
16.
Younger
One's
than them.
35?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Surprise! There you were.
I know she doesn't look like she has a kid who's 35.
I tried to have her. I don't know what I was thinking at the time. But
Oh, damn.
She's the worst mistake of my life.
I was like, I wanted another boy because I knew boys. And so now I have this girl. And I'm like, what the hell? I go, she's not going to wear pink. She's not going to do this. I was like,
you're a boy mom?
Yeah.
No, I hope that I can be a boy mom.
So it was like, But, you know, it just, I don't know. We're so close, and I couldn't even imagine my life without her. I mean, she's just amazing. I was so blessed. Today, it was so sweet. We were walking into school, and there was these children waiting for the bus. And Maddie saw one of them and went up and hugged them and everything. And we went into the office to take care of the softball stuff we had to take care of. And we come back out, and one of the teachers pulls me aside. And she's like, I don't know if you know this or not, but Maddie goes into the kids' classroom, and she helps them all the time. And it's a classroom of Down syndrome children. And I didn't even know that until today.
You didn't tell her?
She just, well, it's just who she is. Yeah. And I'm just so proud of the person that she is today, honestly.
Well, one girl is having a panic attack outside the door, and my classroom's right next to their door. And one of the teachers like, hey, can you come in? Because she was like standing by me like, hey, I want to stay with her. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go in, have her sit down. I stayed with her the whole time. And then the other kids started surrounding me, and they're like,
so now she's like one of them in the classroom, and I never even knew that. So, yeah, I'm super blessed to have such a beautiful daughter.
Yeah, I don't know if a son would probably do that.
You know what else I'm blessed for? Talk to Me, the podcast. Please go follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Talk to Me, the podcast. Also, follow us on Spotify and Apple and Google at Talk2Me. And go get our merch right now at our website, talktomepodcast.com. Woo!
That's a good sponsorship right there.
I think I said TikTok.
There's like a little bell that goes off in her head. Oh, it's been 5 minutes. Talk to me time. Let's get this promoted. So you said you're religious. Your family has a religious upbringing. Yeah. So how do you feel like that has shaped your just like what you think about your future and how you go into, you know, your next stage in life when you get married and have children and things like that?
Yeah. So for the longest time, I thought that life was just, high school, college, marriage, kids. And that's what your life is. And then I moved out at 18. I moved to California for 2 years, and my life just life hit me like, oh, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. And I'm grateful for my parents like sheltering me and keeping me. But if I were to change something, it would be like to tell my kid like, hey, life is kind of hard and life kind of sucks sometimes. And there's death in the family, and there is like hurt, and there's sin in the world, and there's some bad people out there. And so I kind of wish I got more of that. But I mean, I'm grateful for everything that they gave me. But so having the faith throughout, I think it's just kind of built like a childlike faith. So with anything, when it comes to like problems arising or money or relationships, I'm kind of just like, well, God has it figured out for me. And it's just this like, I just felt like it was instilled in me at a young age, and it's lasted all throughout now my adulthood. But so I had that picture in my head of, okay, college, marriage, and everything kind of, and then some stuff happened with my family, and my whole perspective changed. I was like, I don't want to get married. I don't have kids. I don't do any of that. And I was super bitter at the world. And I was just like, I was very lonely for sure. I mean, I lived at 18, 19, 20 by myself.
California.
Wait, what? Did you go to college in California?
No, I did singing out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I did all the singing out there, and I was just working so much to barely survive. And I lived in this little shack with random people. Like, it was very hard, but oh my gosh, it taught me so much. If you want to learn how to grow up quick, you should move out. Yeah, and I found a church out there, and I always kind of stayed in my faith because I'm like, all right, God, you have my book written out. You know exactly what is going to be happening with me. And I had a lot of anxiety and a lot of worry, and I kind of narrowed it down. Like, well, I started having like panic attacks, and it was all based, I think anxiety is a lot of like, we worry about the future. Depression is you're worrying about the past. And
that's I never thought about it like that. That's like so true.
Yeah, anxiety. You're like, oh my gosh, this and that. Yeah. It's like you're worried about the future. And depression is like, oh, well, I regret doing that. I regret doing this. And like well, that's depression. And it's like peace is being in the present. And I feel like God, like constantly having a relationship with him, has really formed me to who I am and who I will become. So now my perspective on starting a family and everything is, I think that we're put on this planet and earth, and God created us, and we're meant to connect with one another. And I think relationships are just a huge part of life. And I
high five it, girl. That's exactly what we are.
Yay.
We're so on the same page.
You know what else the same page we're on? Our book on Acceptable Lives. You can go buy on the website at www.talk2mepodcast.com.
Soon on Amazon. So
like, okay, I'll take part of it.
So yeah, I'll plug my book. But it's so funny because you're talking about, you know, how you have this different idea of what you want for your future than that white picket fence. Mm-hmm. And honestly, the book that I wrote, Unacceptable Lives, that is what the premise of the whole story is the girl wants to do more with her life, but she's in this small town where that is exactly how you live your life. And I think today, people are more open to it, that you can, you know, have the career you can take and, you know, go different ways and not, you know, live together, not be married. You know, there's different things that you can choose for yourself that's right for you. But, you know, in the past, that wasn't that way. No. And so for you to take advantage of that, even the 70s, even, 80s was even.
And I feel like even your guys' generation, too, is...
By the way, that was just the last generation, not like way back in the old generation.
No, yes. I'd say the people, you're probably the same age as my mom.
Yeah.
But... yeah, it is her mom was super Southern, and it was like, you're going to, you know, go to high school and go to college, and you're going to get a degree, and then you're going to get married, and you're going to have kids.
You sound like you're from Young Sheldon.
My grandma's from Mississippi.
I don't know what that is. You don't know what that is? Yeah, the Big Bang Theory. Yeah, like the little show about him and his like little family life.
I didn't see that.
You sound like the mom. I forgot her name.
Now, Sheldon, don't you forget up your ass.
She sounds like you should just go in as her. I mean, God.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, and I'm glad that it's we're getting to, you know, like women in career and this and that. But I feel like in the last month or so, I've been at a battle in my head of, okay, I'm doing this career path, and I'm like, could full on be by myself, but like we're not meant to be alone. And like people, and I mean, I was just listening to a podcast in the car of like how social media, it's great and everything, it allows us to do stuff like this, but the stuff that it's doing to these kids' brain, not being able to interact, not being able to keep eye contact, not being able to...
I need you to talk louder.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Hey.
There you go.
Not being able to keep eye contact, and God, now I have to fucking...
Well, I think I know what you're referring to, because it came out today about the whole Meta and them being sued or something for that exact thing.
And they're admitting to it. They're literally admitting to it, like, okay, what have we done here? And it's just taking it back to the grave, like caveman days of like, man and woman be together, and like community was so big. No one is in community anymore. Everyone is on their phones, and we stay in these little box houses, and we just live, and no one is like eating dinner together in community and your neighbors and loving each other, and no one is doing that anymore.
And the message you're getting is that everybody lives these fabulous lives and does these fabulous trips and has these fabulous cars, and that's what's important. It's like, that's one of the reasons we want to do the podcast, was because we want to just keep it real, get back to relationship. Yeah. Let kids know that you can have that relationship with your parent. You can have that relationship with that special someone to help guide you and things like that. So that's honestly where this all started from. So it's pretty cool that you actually...
and I'm being honest, I did not watch your guys' podcast because I just wanted to like...
kind of understand like fresh. Who we are.
Yeah. And that's so cool. I didn't even know that. Yeah. But that is like... And that is what I think differs me from my generation is like, I feel like not a lot of people are aware. And they're like, I'm sure you're teaching her all these things, so you will be aware. And you are aware of just like, don't be stuck in the simulation of what society is putting us in these boxes. And please, like, build a community. Like, just look back when phones didn't exist. Like, in tribes, like everyone was gathered and it was so important, and they actually talked to each other.
Well, and I don't know if you watch that program on Netflix. It's called like Blue Zone, where these people are living all like this whole like villages are living to 100 or older, and they're still active, and it's what they eat, and the biggest part of that is the community. The people in Okinawa have a whole community that if you're sick, everybody comes and helps take care of you. Or if you need money, they give you money. And it's like,
I know. I'm like, I've never heard of this before. I don't know when she's watched it.
And honestly, if anyone has time, they should watch Blue Zone. It really gives you a perspective as what's important in life.
You know what else you should watch? Our podcast. Go hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification button. And keep watching.
Yeah, you got her on steroids here.
You for sure.
Yeah. Oh my
gosh. But what was the one question you asked?
Choking?
Yeah. So what are your goals and your aspirations?
Oh, that's a big question. Well, it used to be a different goal, and it used to be the singing goal, because I lived in California and did the whole singing thing for 2 years. Now I feel like I just want a simple life, and not simple by white picket fence, you know, all that, you know, house and cars and everything.
Yeah.
I want a family now, and I want to be able to raise children, hopefully all boys. And if I get a girl, I'm sure I'll dress her up real cute. But I just want to build relationships with people. And I think that's why we're here to put on earth is to just, you know, teach everyone about the Lord and make relationships with people, because we're all we have. And your enemy is not the enemy. They are the mission. And I feel like everyone is...
That's really good. I've never heard that. That's really good.
Everyone's like, we're trying to build community. Oh, he did this and she did that. Like, that is not your enemy. Satan is the enemy. And you guys all need to work together to, like, build this beautiful community all circled around God. And I think that my goal is just to spread that word as much as I can and spread truth and make as many relationships that I can.
I think that's really beautiful, because Josh has connected us with some people, and I feel like they all center around, and I'm starting to see this as a pattern, Josh, with the people that you hang around. They're all striving to make their world or their whatever they can do better. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way you do, but they're not on a podcast sharing that. And they're not actually vocalizing it. They feel it, but they're not actually
I feel like they're scared. They're too scared because of what our society has become.
The judgment. And that's the other thing we talk about a lot is quit judging everybody, please.
Seriously.
Let people be who they are. But I see that as kind of a focus around who Josh has in his circle around him. And it's so cool, because that just means there are people out there that are getting your mission, honestly.
Yeah.
That understand
I didn't know where you were going with that at first. Everyone that hangs around Josh does. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, we smoke weed. We do drugs. Yeah, we do shots.
I mean, just look at the show.
She's the biggest shot taker ever.
Oh, wow.
I do Sprite, guys. That's what I do. I do Coke.
Yeah, when we do...
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
You need to fix that. No, on New Year's, she'll do the shot of soda with us when we do
there you go. Oh my God.
Stuff,
That's good.
So were you worried I was taking it like to that direction? Is that what you
I don't know. I knew you probably weren't, but I was like, don't put me in that box.
Sometimes you just gotta let it go around.
Yeah,
figure out where it's gonna end.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the struggles that you have faced in your singing career?
Ooh, that's a good question, Maddie.
Thanks, Josh.
That.
Gosh, LA. I hate LA. I hate it. It's literally like going up to someone and saying exactly what I just said in LA, and they would probably think that I was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh my God, you're so extreme," and this and that. I think I was not too young, but being 18 and 19 alone.
That is really young.
A vulnerable girl.
Dangerous.
Yes. I would drive up to LA about 2 hours. I would, meet whatever producer that I was working with. And I mean, I just don't recommend it because they take advantage of young female. I was a prime target, arrow on my back. And they can just really take advantage of you. And I was so naive. I was so young. I hadn't had my oh my gosh, life awakening yet. And I think that if I went into it now, I think that I would definitely have the boundaries up and be able to handle situations a bit better. But just the people there, I mean, I think I got a really bad experience.
Yeah.
Just I would talk to a girl, I remember going to this movie premiere party, and I went up to this girl and started talking to her, and it was lights on, no one home. She's like, "Oh my God, let's take an Instagram picture." And I was like, what?
She sounds like every girl in my school.
Oh my gosh, literally. And it's so sad. I was like, oh my gosh, I hate it here. No one can have a conversation. No one can be real, and it's so sad. It's so sad.
I think that there are groups of people who really lack the ability to think for themselves. And whatever they hear is, and so for them to have a conversation about it, they don't know enough about the subject to have a conversation. All they know is the,
materialistic things.
This is it.
Yeah. And I feel like they're probably so disassociated from probably God knows what trauma they had in their childhood. And no one I'm a big advocate for therapy. And my mom's a counselor. She's in therapy right now. I don't know if you've heard of EMDR therapy.
Oh, I haven't.
She does that. It's look it up if you haven't. It's a very
EMDR. MDR. Okay.
Yeah. But therapy, talking about your feelings, I feel like no one knows how to regulate their emotions, and everyone just acts on their emotions. Did I just...
I wonder who that is.
You can't regulate.
No, but it's serious. If someone's angry, there's more to that feeling than anger. It's, okay, well, this is making me angry. Okay, well, why am I angry? Okay, well, this certain word triggered me. Okay, well, why does that trigger me? Oh, my dad used to say that to me when I was a kid, and boom, there's the trigger, and this is why you're doing it. No one can, I feel regulate. At least I've only met a handful of people that can do that. But go to therapy. Deal with your friggin' crap.